No, exactly. And I think autonomy is an important point. But before I might ask you about it, in your research, were there biological markers for predictability? Like I know we speak about, or we have spoken about it being, a systemic issue, organizational issue, maybe an individual issue, times that we live in. But the brain is prediction orientated, and our brains constantly predict what will happen next. And even more recent research would back that up. And then when a surprise happens, it kind of violates our expectations. But as a result of that, the brain pays extra attention and almost encodes that information more deeply. So it can help with learning, it can help with activation of our memory, and almost it stops us from wanting to live in a predictable world as much. So there's loads of examples, like a student remembering, a shocking encounter, a twist in a lecture or something like that, and surprises also drive motivation and curiosity that we were speaking about. So really, I'm just curious, are we hardwired like that? And that doesn't mean that we can't relearn it, but like, is it a long way back that our DNA going back thousands and thousands of years, or like that?
Well, I think it's not as black and white as you make it out to be. I mean, the reality is that our brains are not like computers. Our memory is not like our hard drive. But actually, what our brains are doing all the time is building pictures of scenarios, if something happens. So they're quite natively creative, if you like. And part of what that gives us is a great capacity to improvise and, exactly as you say, to retrieve information which we were scarcely aware that we had, that we need in the moment. And the classic example of this, cited by Eleanor Maguire, who was the neuroscientist who pioneered this work, is, the London taxi driver who thinks of going a normal route to a normal destination, and for some reason goes a different way because somewhere in his mind he remembers something saying that road was closed. So actually, instead of following habit, he's improvising with a new piece of information, which is somewhere lodged at the back of his mind. So actually, what I think is important about this is it was hardwired, if there's such a thing, is our capacity to respond very quickly and very creatively to new information. And we're very good at that. To think, actually, no, don't go that way, go this way. I think I heard that road was closed off. So our memory, the way I think about it, is it's a little bit like you have a whole cupboard full of food. So that should a guest turn up unexpectedly, there are a whole bunch of dishes you could cook for them. You don't know that they're coming, but you're prepared. And part of the value of having a creative life, where you're reading a lot for pleasure, you're going to a lot of places, you're talking to lots of people just for fun, is that then you have a lot more in your cupboard to play with as ingredients for your rapid response. And so, coming back to your point about curiosity, the more stuff my curiosity has swept into my mind, the more alternative scenarios I have the capacity to create on the spot, in the moment. And I think this is really important. I think a well-stocked mind is a really valuable response to uncertainty, whereas a very well rigidly planned mind is a real impediment.